Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Deals, a Forex trader, and what I basically do here, I document my trading journey, the wins, the losses, and everything that has to do with this industry. Yeah, and if you are new here, kindly hit that subscribe button, like, and share. Alright, so in this video, I'll be sharing how the month of June was like for me. And to be honest, I went through it this month. Like it was a real emotional month for me. Like I ended the month with with losses. Yeah. But then I had one trade, I had the winning trade coming into July rather. And that trade is still going on now till now. But then June was a really emotional month for me. Starting the month of June, I think I took a mistake trade. Yeah, I took a trade that I shouldn't have taken. And then I was kind of skeptical about how I should go about this model because while I was studying the course, the guy was like, he said we can either use the daily time frame as a macro perspective, like a directional bias, and then we don't actually need it. It could just be an higher or an added confluence in setups. So he suggested, he said the 4 hours time frame is just enough for you to get something. Right, so coming into the month of June, I was still kind of skeptical if I should be using the daily time frame as a confluence or I should just be trading from the 4H alone. So with all those mix-ups, and it made June kind of emotional for me. And it got to the point where I was so stressed out, and I had this thought of trying to find a day trading model to use. But then I just remembered what Mark Douglas said. He said, as a trader, you don't really need technical analysis to be profitable in this industry. Right? You don't really have to know what's going to happen next in the market to be profitable. You get? So that's why I just came to the conclusion that whether I like it or not, I am going to stick to just one thing, and I'm going to do that one thing alone. And I've come to the conclusion that I will be using only the 4 hour time frame to look for my confluences. And yeah, I remember that I said something in my earlier video that I might be implementing the 15-minute time frame. But that I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with just one thing, which is the 4H time frame. Right, I will only be using one time frame to look for my confluences. So yeah, without wasting much time, let's just get on with the video. Alright, so first off, we had DVP DVP card. Right, and what I saw here, actually I wasn't triggered here at this point. I joined the sellers right over the weekend. I think I saw this setup. On Sunday while I was doing my market analysis. When I saw this setup, then it came to trigger me on Tuesday. Right, so this was where I joined the sellers.
Right here. It's myself all the way above there. My take on this trade was that it was going to open and begin to sell, right? Why? Because I can see that it has filled up all the imbalances that it needed to fill up, right? And then coming from here, it was a continuation setup. Why? Because we had this sweep from this point, a break of the structure. Price came pulled back into this range and then came back push structure. So this was obviously a continuation setup, right? But then we took a loss from there, right? We took a loss from there, and then on my 5K account, I think I lost, that was on the 1st of June, closed on the 1st of June, right? I lost $49 from there, 0.46. That's approximately $50. Like I said before, I don't usually place the exact risk that I take, right? I kind of minus some digits from it, right? So the next pair that we have here is the GBP NZD, which closed on the 7th of June, right? And I lost $79, right? Actually, what my plan here was to risk 1.5, right? And then 1.5 should normally be um $75 here, but it's equated up to 79. Why? Because of the swap fee on here. The swap fee was much on here, so that's why it became 79, which shouldn't have been. I should have calculated the swap fee amount in it, but sometimes it just used to happen like that. Right, and then going on to the chart, the UPNZD, right? I had all my confluences lining up, right? I had a break of structure from this point, right? I had a break of structure from that point. Price came and swept this level, right here. Price swept this level, right there. We had imbalance, right here, right? Imbalance that were meant to be filled up, right here, right? And as you can see, price came, pulled back, right? Reacted from that point and then gave it a pullback. At this point, I said my suggestion was for price to continue and drop, right? But price had um other plans, right? This is just another losing day, right? Although I was looking at the daily time frame as an added confluence to this trade. That's why I mainly took this trade, because I think this one happened, this one happened, this one happened, right? And this one happened, right? So this is just it for the GBP NZD, right? So the next one we have here is NZD card that closed on the same day, right? With a loss of $77. It was supposed to be 75, but swap fee on it made it $77. At this point, I made a decision that I wasn't going to stay. I don't want to stay too long. I don't want to stay longer than I have with this challenge, because I've been trading this challenge since April 7, and this is June now. That's like 3 months. 3 months just on one challenge. That's why I made a decision to start risking 75, which is 1.5%. And even now I'm going higher. I'm risking 2%. That is when I get out of drawdown. When I get out of drawdown, I will start risking 2%, because I cannot sleep on this challenge. I cannot stay here longer than I have. So basically what I saw here was I saw a sweep from this point, a break of this structure, right? Price, it was an impulsive move, filled up all the imbalances here. So I didn't see any reason why price could come back to this point, right? So I took my entry, placed my entry around the SL on this level, right? And TP at that high, making it 2.45, but almost immediately price came, stopped me out. Gave a little pump and then you can see what happened, right? So moving on to the next trade setup, which is this guy. I click a buy mistakenly, right? And this is my fear, right? I hope that good one day doesn't flag this as what's the name? I don't know how they call that thing, but I hope they don't flag this as and breach their account, right? But that aside, uh, this guy Eurochef, I closed it early with this GBPJPY, right? Why did I close this trade early? Seeing that my rule, let's trade again. Okay, Eurochef, right? So this setup was one of the setups that made me realize that huge zones like this, huge ranges like this doesn't give good trade returns, right? Because look at it, look how huge that range is. And this guy took approximately how many days to play out from the 9th of June till the 19th. You can imagine having to hold the setup like that till this point, right, for 10 days and still eating loss. But then I closed on the 16th, right? I closed it on the 16th of June. That's just 7 days. I closed the setup because I wasn't seeing potential in it anymore, right? So yeah, it's part of my rules not to close setups anyway. But then I wasn't seeing potentials on this guy anymore. Right, so that's why I closed the setup early. Right, so moving on, we have the GBP this one too. I closed it on the same day. Yeah, just right. I closed the setup early, but eventually it SL. Why? Was because I discovered something about that kind of swing setup, right? Like same thing. We had this huge momentum and look at how prices kept on consolidating. Sorry, this is a mistake. You didn't need SL. You didn't need SL. But yeah, I discovered something about that kind of swing setups. Right, look at it still. It's still emotion, right? But as it is like this kind of setup, I am no longer taking advantage of it anymore. Alright, so what do we have here? We have NZD right? We have NZDJPY. This guy closed in 47. Why I went back into using $50 risk was because I went back into drawdown, right? Which I shouldn't have done. I went back into drawdown. So I decided to reduce my risk back to 1%. let's just see how the trade was. This is it right here. Right, I had a normal sweep from this point. Right, a break of the structure right here. Right, and then entry from here. SL right here. CP right here. Right, and then you can see upper hit CP and hit SL right there. And this trade took 12 days before it hit SL. I imagine the kind of frustration that this kind of setup puts me through. And then the last one, which is the USDGF, right? The USDGF here, you can see obviously this is a consensus setup. Right? Let's see from this point. A break of the structure, pull back, break of the structure, imbalance around this point, and then my entry right here, SL below this level, and TP at this height right there, just like that, right? And yeah, that's just it. And yeah, this was a win. I took the 112 right there, right? So obviously this month wasn't last month wasn't a good month. We took how many trades it took? We took 1, 4, 6, 8 trade setups for the month of June, and they were all we had just one TP and 7 losses. Right. This month wasn't even a good month at all. We 25% win rate. Wasn't really the best though. But yeah, this is just how it is. You win some and some months may not be good, some months may be good. Although the month of May didn't really take much setups. The month of May was a positive month. We ended the month with $39, $37 profit, right? With a 33% win rate. This month was a positive month. And in the month of April, I wasn't really trading this model on the month of April, right? So that was why it was kind of like this. But generally, the month of April using this model was good because I backtested it. Yeah, I backtested it and it was good. It would have been good. So let's see what this month has for us so far. Right, I have some couple of trades running right now. But that is for another video. So yeah,